Oh, I'm recording. Yeah, so I skipped the news last week for two reasons. One, I'm lazy. Actually, I wouldn't even say that I'm lazy. I guess I'm more forgetful because I bought quite a few games during the Steam Summer Sale, and I had been playing those for a while, and I didn't even look or even think about looking at news until Tuesday night. And my second reason is when I was looking through the news articles, I could not really find anything that I found interesting. And that it's kind of a similar situation this week. With the news articles, they're kind of, I mean, there's stuff that might be interesting to some people, like Blizzard suing mod developers or something like that. But I don't really want to talk about the legal stuff because number one, it doesn't exactly interest me, all the behind the scenes legal crap. Two, I don't really know much about that, so there's better people to talk about that. And if you want to learn about it, watch someone else's video. Um, there's also occasionally articles where I read them and they're not as interesting as I thought they were going to be, or they didn't. It didn't go where I expected it to go. Like, I read an article about Kickstarter and how I guess they haven't been losing money, but the backers or the amount of money that is being backed to projects is going down. And I thought it was going to be more about crowdfunding in general, but it was all about Kickstarter, and that wasn't exactly what I was hoping it would be about, but I guess the title of the article kind of pointed towards that. So, yeah, this is probably going to be like a 5 or 6 minute video. I don't know. But yeah, let's get into it. Xbox Play Anywhere now has an official launch date. It is going to release on September 13 of this year. Xbox Play is a service, I guess you would call it, that allows you to own both an Xbox and a PC version of a game with a single price. There's no subscription or additional cost to any game. However, this service only works with digitally purchased games on the Xbox and not the physical disc copies. Play Anywhere keeps track of all your game saves, achievements, and purchased DLC, so it is all the same between the console and the PC. In order to be eligible for this service, you need to have Windows 10 with the Anniversary Edition update, which is set to release on August 2nd. With a name like that, it sounds like it's going to be kind of a big deal, but I'm sure and I hope that it will just be like any other operating system update and pretty much nothing will change. But you never know with Microsoft. You will also need the summer update on your Xbox One. Other than that, I assume you will need an Xbox/Microsoft account and everything will just be saved to that. The current games that the service is launching with is Gears of War 4, Forza Horizon 3, ReCore, Sea of Thieves, Halo Wars 2, Scalebound, Killer Instinct Season 3, State of Decay 2, Ark Survival Evolved, Cuphead, We Happy Few, and Crackdown 3. You can also find a full list on Xbox.com, which will probably be updated when other games come out for this service. I also don't really know how this works with unreleased games. I guess you can just pre-order them and they will be registered to your account. Then will act like just any other game when they're actually released. I've talked about this a bit in the past, and even though I don't even own an Xbox One, this is still a service that I'm looking forward to in certain situations. On one hand, I would much rather own a game through Steam because I like having all or most of my games all in one place rather than requiring many different services. Currently, I have games through Steam, Uplay, Origin, and GOG, and I guess someday I will have to add another one to my list. Also, I don't really like the Microsoft Store, and also, as I've said in the past, I've heard many bad things about it. But on the other hand, some of these games are games that probably wouldn't have been released on PC to begin with. I know the Forza games have been exclusive to Xbox consoles since they were created, but now, starting with Forza Horizon 3, they might start releasing them on PC from now on. Also, Dead Rising 4 is supposed to release on PC at the same time and not a year later. I feel like I keep hearing about more and more games that are getting remastered, and now you can add Bioshock to that list with Bioshock Collection, set to release on September 16. It also includes all the DLC, so that's 3 games with all the DLC for $60, which, if you plan on playing all 3 of them, I'd say that's probably a pretty good deal. If you already own a Bioshock game, then you get a free upgrade to the remastered version of the respective title. But here's what I don't understand about this. It seems to be advertised as the Bioshock Collection is one game, so I don't really know how that's going to work because I own Bioshock 1 and 2, I don't own Infinite, and I'm curious how it's going to work with upgrading to the remastered versions. If it's just going to work where you essentially buy a launcher and it has like 3 pieces of DLC and each DLC is one of the games. That's how I imagine it to work. Like I said, I have no idea how it's going to work, but I'm also curious if I wanted to buy the Bioshock Infinite remaster after I already have the remastered for 1 and 2. Do I have to pay $60 for that game, or is there like a price drop because I already own 2/3 of it? I don't know. But either way, the news is about the remastered versions of these games being announced. There really isn't much to it. Wow, what a truly invigorating week of news. I am partially to blame for this short video because usually I look at news articles throughout the week, but I didn't really do that this past week. I looked up a few yesterday and the day before, but that was about it. But on the other hand, like I've scrolled through the past week of news on like 3 different websites, and it's mainly stuff that just doesn't interest me. I was going to do like a news bit on Just Cause 3 multiplayer mod, but me saying that is basically all the information I have on it. And it's not even really news because it's been in development for a while. The only reason I was going to bring it up is because there was, I guess you'd call it a trailer that was released, but hey, I'll put a link to that in the description anyways, just because I brought it up and it might be a little interesting. But as usual, I will have links to the articles and videos I used in this in the description if you want to check them out for yourself. But other than that, I will try to make next week's video a little longer. Hopefully I'll have more things to talk about, but feel free to rate the video accordingly and subscribe if you want weekly news on things that interest me, or in this case, the lack of things that interest me. Thanks for watching. See ya.